On the news, Okpebholo flies past Okpebholo with Supreme Court verdict. First Lady Senator Oluremi Tinubu boasts agricultural empowerment in Edo State. Nimet lists states prone to flooding in July 2025. Ganduje appointed as chairman of the board of Federal Airports Authority of Nigeria. In addition, we have the exchange rates and weather report. Stand by now for the details.
Welcome to the news on the hour on Providence Television International. I am Okpebholo Ikekwa. The Supreme Court of Nigeria on Thursday, 10th July 2025, affirmed Senator Monday Okpebholo as the governor of Edo State, dismissing the appeal filed by the People's Democratic Party's governorship candidate, Asue Ighodalo. A 5-member panel of the Apex Court, in the lead judgment delivered by Justice Lawal Garba, held that the appellants failed to prove their case of overvoting, non-compliance with the Electoral Act, among other infractions which they cited as grounds to fault the electoral victory of Okpebholo. In a unanimous judgment, the Supreme Court held that with the submission before it, Ighodalo was not duly elected by the majority of lawful votes cast. Specifically, the court held that the PDP candidate failed to prove non-compliance as he merely challenged the outcome of the election in 395 of the 4,519 polling units where elections were held. The Apex Court also stated that the 19 witnesses called at the tribunal stage did not help the case of the PDP in challenging the outcome of the election. It further disclosed that there was no reason to set aside the previous judgment of the lower courts, stating that the appellant failed to prove without doubt admissible evidence to the claim that the election was marred by irregularities and overvoting, and proceeded to dismiss Ighodalo's appeal. The governor of Edo State, Senator Monday Okpebholo, has expressed his profound gratitude to the judiciary for its courage and fidelity in its landmark judgment affirming his election as governor of the state. Governor Okpebholo disclosed this in a statement signed by the Chief Press Secretary to the governor, Fred Itwa, on Thursday, 10th July 2025. He reaffirmed his vow to lead with humility, compassion and accountability, stating that his administration remains fully committed to prioritizing security, infrastructure, education, agriculture, healthcare, youth empowerment, and job creation. He thanked Edo residents for trusting him with their mandates, emphasizing that his administration remains focused on delivering tangible benefits that uplift the lives of Edo people while restoring confidence in public leadership. Meanwhile, in his reaction after the judgment, the State's Attorney General and Commissioner for Justice, Right Honorable Dr. Samson Osagie, lauded the Supreme Court for what he called a very good judgment. The state's chief legal officer noted that the journey to the victory has been tough but rewarding, adding that the people of Edo State are now in a better position to align with Governor Okpebholo's visionary leadership, underscored by compassion and prudent management of resources. He admonished Dr. Asue Ighodalo of the PDP to join hands with Governor Okpebholo to build a state that all Edo people will be proud of, regardless of political, ethnic, or religious inclinations. Reacting to the judgment, the PDP gubernatorial candidate, Asue Ighodalo, in a statement issued on the 10th of July 2025, disclosed that he accepts the finality of the judgment of the Supreme Court and thanked the electorate for participating in the voting process. He further called on Governor Okpebholo to lead with humility and govern with conscience. Women across Edo State have received a major boost in agricultural empowerment following the distribution of support materials by the First Lady of Nigeria, Senator Oluremi Tinubu, under the renewed Hope Agricultural Support and Empowerment Program. The initiative aimed at enhancing food security, promoting economic inclusion and strengthening grassroots agricultural practices was implemented across 18 local government areas of the state. The distribution exercise held at the new Festival Hall Government House in Benin City was supervised by the coordinator Office of the First Lady, Edo State, Mrs. Desili Okpebholo. She explained that the Agricultural Support Program aligns with the federal government's broad strategy to empower vulnerable populations, particularly women and youths, through sustainable agricultural practices. The support items distributed include poultry chicks, improved seedlings, farming tools, fertilizers, and cash grants. The Nigeria Meteorological Agency, NIMET, has released a list of states that will be at risk of flooding in the month of July 2025. The flash flood risk alert, released on Monday, 7th July 2025 in Abuja by the agency, disclosed that the following states stand a risk of flash flooding. They are Kaduna, Zamfara, Yobe, Bauchi, Bayelsa, Jigawa, Adamawa, Taraba, Niger, Nasarawa, Benue, Ogun, Ondo, Lagos, Delta, Edo, Cross River, Rivers, and Akwa Ibom states. NIMET advised residents of the states to clear drainage systems, prepare emergency kits, and strengthen mudslide prevention. Former Governor of Kano State, Abdullahi Umar Ganduje, has been appointed as the chairman of the board of the Federal Airports Authority of Nigeria. The appointment comes few days after Ganduje formally resigned from his position as the national chairman of the All Progressives Congress, APC. The development marks a swift transition for the former governor from political party leadership to a key federal administrative role. Edo State government has shut down 2 schools after a 12-year-old student, Nathan Paul Spencer, died while on his way to sit for the middle basic assessment examination on Saturday, 5th July 2025. The tragedy occurred during a heavy downpour that caused severe flooding in the area. Investigations revealed that the management of the pupil's school had registered him to write the examination at a different school without informing his parents. The head of the school had taken the registration fee from Nathan's parents in Ovia local government area and took the child to another school in Ego local government area for the examination. Tragically, Nathan fell into a drainage system and drowned while being taken to Ego local government area. The Commissioner for Education, Padi Iyamu, expressed Governor Monday Okpebholo's condolences during a visit to the parents of the deceased. He emphasized that those responsible for the pupil's death will be held accountable, stating that the principal is already in police custody. In another development, 2 other schools will be shut down over the collection of money from over 200 students without authorization. The Edo State Command of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, NDLEA, has announced the arrest of 37 suspects and the seizure of 345 kilograms of illicit drugs in the month of June as part of its intensified efforts to curb drug trafficking and abuse in the state. The state's commander, Michel Feju, disclosed this during a press briefing in Benin City on Monday while reviewing the agency's monthly operational performance. Commander Ofoyeju further revealed that the NDLEA operatives carried out large-scale destruction of illegal cannabis plantations spanning 7.27 hectares of land, estimated to yield 18,184 kilograms of cannabis. Atlanta forward Ademola Lookman has ruled out a return to the English Premier League this summer despite growing interest from West Ham United and Arsenal. This development comes amid strong interest from Atletico Madrid, who are exploring a move for the 27-year-old as they look to reshape their attack following Angel Correa's exit. Lookman, whose contract with Atlanta runs until 2027, is currently valued at around 50 million euro, a significant figure that only a few clubs may be willing to to meet. And now to the exchange rates. One United States dollar presently stands at 1,526 naira. 1 euro, 1,783 naira. 1 British pound is equivalent in naira is 2,070. 1 Canadian dollar is equivalent in naira 1,115, and the Australian dollar presently stands at 1,003 naira. The weather forecast for Friday, 11th July. In Abuja, there will be scattered thunderstorms and a temperature of 27 degrees Celsius. In Lagos, there will be light rain with a temperature of 28 degrees Celsius. In Benin, there will be heavy thunderstorm and a temperature of 27 degrees Celsius. In Port Harcourt, it would rain with a temperature of 27 degrees Celsius. In Kaduna and Enugu, there will be heavy thunderstorms with temperatures of 28 degrees Celsius each. And in Washington, there will be scattered thunderstorms with a temperature of 31 degrees Celsius. In London, Johannesburg, Rome, and Paris, it will be sunny with temperatures of 32 degrees Celsius in London, 19 degrees Celsius in Johannesburg, in Rome 31 degrees Celsius as temperature, and in Paris the temperature of 29 degrees Celsius. And that's the news on the hour on Providence Television International. Thanks for watching. Please stay tuned.